Hey yo, what is good, y'all? I'm Malcolm McFadden, creator of 615 Comics, and you're watching Creator Chaos. And I have a real special guest with me today. What's good, Danny Quick? How you doing?
Hey, what's happening, brother Malcolm? Man, another day above the ground is always a good thing, man. So I'm happy to be here.
Yay, I'm happy to have you on. I'm happy to have you on. Another creator doing big things right now, I see.
Shoot, man, we're trying to get it together. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up, being funded on the first day, man. That's dope. What I'm talking
No,
about.
I'm definitely trying to be like you, for real, for real. But real quick, Danny, for people who don't know who you are, please give them a quick intro.
Yes, sir, man. It's your boy Danny J. Quick. I am the writer and co-creator of Ace Blade, the Vegas Vigilante. I am a husband, a father, an army veteran, and I write comic books, man. So I'm having a good time with it, trying to build something um, with people, who are, like-minded, and just trying to make it happen, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And your comic book Ace Blade, which is on issue 10 right now, which is on Kickstarter. That is an incredible feat, bro.
It is like in my brain, like it's just one more step in the journey. But I do realize, sometimes you got to take a minute and really, kind of survey where you at. And 10 issues is a real milestone for sure. And it's the end of the second storyline that we did. We had a one shot in the middle of there at issue 5. And I really do see it as an accomplishment to do 10 issues. And but I'm hoping we can do some more. I'm hoping we can keep doing.
Yeah, hope for another 10. Hope we get to 20.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, because that is an incredible feat, especially for an indie creator, but also just in comics in general. Sometimes we don't even see runs get past, like 8 issues or like 6 issues or past like miniseries. So I want to big up to you on, getting to issue 10. And I see you working on an omnibus too.
Yeah. That's the next thing, man. We're gonna take all 10 issues. So I recently decided we're gonna do 2 graphic novels and an omnibus with the 10 issues. So we're gonna do the first 5 books. We're gonna do the second 5 books, and we're gonna do an omnibus with all 10 books. So, um, we're gonna really make it do what it do. We gotta. I've heard that comic book stores, especially when it comes to indie comics, comic book stores and bookstores are more likely to take your stuff if you have it, have a collected trade, or you have a longer form book that they can do instead of, individual issues. So, as an indie guy, I'm sure it's always good to have your stuff in front of as many people as possible. And, if making it a trade will do that, I'm definitely gonna do it.
So that's your plan to make Ace Blade a trade, and then try to get those in bookstores like comic book stores and Barnes and Nobles and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next thing. Like I was telling the homies yesterday, I was like, I'm still gonna work on single issues. We got the Ace Blade and Hot Shot crossover coming out. That's gonna be 2 issues. And that's gonna come out late in the year or early next year. But while I'm working on Ace Blade 14, 11 through 14, we're gonna, push the graphic novels and see where we can, get those. Because I've literally had people tell me over the years, I'm just gonna wait until it's a graphic novel. They don't people a lot of people don't even read single issues, so
Right.
I'm gonna take the next year and see if that works. Get these graphic novels, keep them in stock, do the omnibus, give people the whole story, really market that to comic book stores, and see if we can do something. I might even pitch it to Image or Mad Cave or somebody like that. So we'll see.
Right. I hear the same thing too, bro. Like sometimes at conventions or when I'm setting up places, people will say like, "Yeah, I'd much rather read an entire collected story arc than just read the singles."
Yeah.
And like it's always crazy to me because I'm always like, "But I need you to buy these singles so I can get to that." You feel me?
Right. I'm supposed to get the 4 or 5 issues, but I can't get fund the first one, man. I know exactly what you mean.
Exactly. Exactly. And real quick, just to backtrack a little bit for anybody who doesn't know about Ace Blade, give them a quick backstory on who Ace Blade is.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. So Ace Blade, I wish I had the books here with me, but Ace Blade is about it's a superhero vigilante story about a man who believes he's the best fighter in the world, and in order to prove it, he fights villains in Vegas City. He doesn't have any powers, but all the supervillains have powers, and he uses his fighting skills to to help out the little guy, the people who are being taken advantage of in Vegas City, and that's how he becomes a hero.
Okay, we got a comment right here. I'm gonna share this real quick. Um, big shout outs from Scotland. Hey,
Scotland
shout outs to
building. That's
Scotland.
what I'm talking about.
Hey, that's what's good. So what's good, bro?
International. Yeah, yo, a nerd. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
International podcasting. I love it.
That's dope. That's dope. But let's get into your Kickstarter that you have right now that's doing very well. I'm gonna share this. If you can tell the people about your Kickstarter that you got going while I share it.
Absolutely, man. The Kickstarter we got live right now is for Ace Blade issues 1 through 10. These are all the single issues up until now. We have 10 variant covers for issue 10 itself. We got variant covers from Marcus Williams. We got a Sanford Green variant cover. We got an
Fire.
absolute Ace Blade variant cover, which is an homage to Absolute Batman. We got some amazing creators. We got a new artist on issue 10. You can see right there, my man Richard Brown. He's an artist that I literally connected with on TikTok, and I just loved his work so much, man. I wanted to get him on a project. So, the first 10 issues are all available there. Digital comics are all available there, and the 10th issue. And one thing we're gonna do is most of those variant covers are only going to be available on the Kickstarter. So,
exclusive.
If you want one of them variant covers, you might want to get on the Kickstarter and get them, because I know for sure I'm not going to be able to keep them in stock after the campaign.
You got some merch here too, I see.
Yeah, got the coffee mugs. Every Kickstarter I try to do something a little different. Like we did shoes for one campaign. We brought the shirts in one campaign. We did action figures. This campaign is the coffee mugs. It changes. It's one of the ones that change colors. So once you put something hot in it, it reveals the Stay Vigilant logo. And
that's so. What is it like? It's black fully, and then once you put it in there, it turns to the white.
Turns to the white and reveals the Stay Vigilant on there. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Like, I want to get one in my hand. I should have ordered one before I did the campaign so I could actually show people, because I think that would be pretty cool. But that's something that's pretty cool from this campaign. And man, we just trying to celebrate. I was gonna skip straight to the omnibus with this Kickstarter, but like I said, you got to celebrate the 10th issue because it's a milestone.
Is that the only reason why you decided not to do the omnibus for this Kickstarter?
It wasn't the only reason. I think the real main reason was that the omnibuses cost so much. Like, I wasn't prepared for like the price range that came when I started reaching out to printers for the omnibus. Like, it was going to be like 250 pages or something like that, and then we wanted to have hardcover options. We wanted to have soft cover options, and then on top of the printing, the shipping was like ridiculous. Like getting these larger quantities, because what I wanted to do was print 1,000. I wanted to print 500 soft covers and 500 hard covers. So those are the quotes that I sent out for. They came back, it was going to be like $15,000 to print 1,000 books, and that's at $15 a piece. That's actually a good price, to print a $250 book, averaging $14, $15. But with the printing was only like 9,000 of the price. So the printing was actually like $9 a book, and then the shipping was so ridiculous that it bumped it up to like 15,000. Kyron, what's happening? Taurus Comics in the building. So it was like, man, I wasn't prepared for that, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to, because I couldn't order them and have them in hand, at that price range. So I just didn't think I was ready for the omnibus at this point. And then also, sharing the 10th issue, I was like, man, I need to slow it down a little bit and do what I'm supposed to do.
True, true. I like that. I like that. So you think the next thing would be the omnibus for Ace Blade?
Um, I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you. I think um, there's something else brewing. I think and now Taurus Comics is in the comments. So he and I have been talking about doing an Ace Blade omnibus, and of inviting other creators to write Ace Blade stories, in the I mean not the omnibus, the anthology. I'm sorry, Ace Blade
Mm.
anthology, where we invite other creators to write Ace Blade stories, and then put them all together in one and then put all of them, in an anthology. So I don't know which one is going to come first, but we've been talking about doing that because there's a couple of people that have been reaching out about writing some Ace Blade stories, and I they've been great ideas, and I'm like, I can put this together and do something. So we might do the anthology first, we might do the hardcover or the omnibus first, but those are the two things that are coming up.
And you're also doing a crossover with Freestyle Comics, right? With
Hot,
Hotspot,
yeah, Hot Shot Ace Blade.
Hot Shot. Sorry.
It's not a versus. It's it is a crossover. It's a legit crossover. But we're doing it in two issues. So one issue is going to happen in my universe. One issue is going to happen in his universe. But it's a
That's
continued story. So that one's coming up soon. I think he's Michael Watson has drawn both issues, and I'm excited about that too. So that's coming up. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm working on with Ace Blade, but like I said, it's one at a time. We got to do one at a time for sure.
Hey, that's good though. It seems like you're gonna be real busy the next couple years.
Got to, man. Got to stay busy. Like I said, man, I'm trying to be like you when I grow up, man. You got the Fear and Bullets. You got Musa. I got my Musa books in the mail a while
Oh,
back.
the Musa wasn't me. Musa was Thema was me.
Oh, Thema. Okay, that's right. That's right. Thema, you got stuff that you're doing, man. So it's like, hey, we got to make it work.
Yeah, he said we need a King's Domain, Impound Comics, and Ace Blade crossover.
That's what
That
I'm
would
talking.
be tough.
Yeah, yeah. That would be dope.
Yeah, I believe all of our characters are like UFC fighters, so that would definitely be fire.
Hey, I seen your I seen your trailer with Subject Zero when he
Yeah.
pulled out the blickies on my man. He said, hey, the swords ain't doing it right now. We gotta take them out. I
Yo,
said, hey,
that's funny. Because when I get the lettering in, that's literally what he says when I put the lettering in. Like, all right, let me try the guns. I love using the sword, but let me go with the guns.
I saw it, man. I saw the motion comic you did, and I was like, man, I love that because, hey, sometimes the blades just ain't doing it, especially fighting somebody like that. Hey, sometimes you
Exactly.
gotta take them down.
And that was real dope. This artist, this studio called Artitude, I think their names are. They actually did it for me. They've done stuff for me before where they just take a couple pages of the comic and kind of turn into like motion art, and
Yeah,
it makes you make a trailer out of it. And it's always dope. It's always fire.
I liked it a lot. We had the voices and everything with my man growling, and I thought it was pretty
Right.
cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that was dope. But I got a couple questions like I've written down. I know that I wanted this to be more like a conversation, but I had a couple questions I definitely wanted to ask you. Um, so I've been seeing you doing a lot of promotion with the Kickstarter, and you've been killing it with the promotion. So I wanted to know, like, where at in the production of Ace Blade 10 are you thinking about Kickstarter? Are you thinking about like where in the production are you really starting to think about, hey, this could be stuff I could put on the Kickstarter, things I could add to the Kickstarter?
Where I'm at right now, man, I'm thinking about Kickstarter at the very beginning. Like I literally, man, Kickstarter has become such a part of the process for me that it's like it's part of the it's like, okay, I got to think about literally if I'm not completing the whole book, like we're doing with now, we're at a point where we're pretty much completing the whole book before we do a Kickstarter. But if I wasn't, I'll be thinking, which pages do I want to get done first to show to people, on the Kickstarter, to get them involved, to get them excited about it. And even in writing this issue, like I knew that I was like, man, 10 issues is a lot. It's asking a lot for people to read 9 issues to go into it. So the first 3 pages that you saw on the Kickstarter page are
Mhm.
literally a recap. It's this is what's happened so far. You know, the reporter busts in with the fake ace blade, and they come in and they give you a recap of what's happened so far in the story. So I'm literally telling people, yo, you don't have to get the first 9 books. You can jump in with issue 10. If you can only, if you can only get one issue, get issue 10 and you can start right there. So even the writing part of it is like, what is it that I can use to market? What can I tell people to get them into this book? So to me, like Kickstarter is just a platform that we decided to stick with. It's got a built-in, community of people that want to support you. And it's like that's where we get our biggest, pre-orders from. Like when we do, I was talking to Javon Stokes. He decided not to do a Kickstarter this past time, and he said he probably won't do that again. He'll probably make sure he goes through Kickstarter because doing a pre-order on your website is such a different process.
Facts.
And it's like doing it on Kickstarter, even though they take a percentage. Marvin Wynn in the building. Even though they take a percentage, and they, you know, there are some drawbacks to doing a Kickstarter, but because there's a community in there that wants to support you, and people are really used to using Kickstarter as a pre-order now, I think it has more benefits than I think it's got more pros than cons.
That's actually pretty funny. My next question on my list was what draws you to Kickstarter as a platform? And like, because there's other platforms we have, and also I've seen other creators kind of go sometimes straight to websites too. But yeah, that was my next question. Like, what draws you to Kickstarter? Is there anything else besides the things that you just mentioned?
Yeah, man, it's I buy books on Kickstarter. Like I
Me too.
literally,
Me too.
I seen your page, man. I'm like, you're one of the creators that has actually backed more books than I have. You know what I'm saying? Like literally going on the platform to buy books, and like I've seen Kickstarter books come in and I check them out and I promote them. Like I do stuff like that. So it's like I'm actually a person that goes on the platform and I trust the platform because I've gone on there. Now it don't every time somebody doesn't deliver their stuff, it's happened. They don't deliver them all the time, but more likely than not in the comic book space, people are going to try their best to get their books out.
Mhm.
And I've seen that more on Kickstarter than anywhere else. Like when I've backed books on Indiegogo, i've I I don't think I've gotten a single book that I backed off of Indiegogo at this point.
Facts. Facts.
So I'll just say that. I don't think I've gotten a single one, but Kickstarter, I've been getting I get most of these books. It might take a little bit longer. It might take, longer than the delivery date says, but eventually I get them. So I think that's one thing that really, that I really like about Kickstarter.
Yeah, and I also think most times I kind of don't know what to do with the information, but it gives you a lot of information on the back end, kind of
Mhm.
sometimes telling you where people are coming from, if they're backers, if they are super backers, or if they're like first time backers and stuff. And it tells
Yeah.
you if you got returning backers.
Yeah.
So it always has those things. So yeah, I agree with you. Kickstarter is definitely it's a dope platform to have, and people just seem to, even though I have to sometimes tell people about Kickstarter and what it is, most people seem to be comfortable with it and more ready to go to that than your own website.
Yeah, and you don't have to, pay up front. Like that's
Right.
that can be kind of a drawback too, because there's a lot of education that's involved when you're doing Kickstarter. Is that you
Mhm.
have to, tell people, hey, the money's not going to come out right now. It's only going to come out at the end of the campaign. You have to tell people that. But I think it's worth it because they're people, like you said, people are comfortable with the platform, and
Mhm.
it's been working for us. So if it's working, I'm gonna keep doing it. Let's say we've done 15 campaigns, and I think we were successful on about 11 of them.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna keep using it, and every time I learn something new about the platform, I'm gonna keep applying it to the next one.
So what are some of the things that you learned from some of the Kickstarters you've done in the past that have helped you with your current Kickstarter?
I actually wrote a Substack. I started using Substack recently, and I wrote a Substack about this. And I was like, this this campaign is like the most successful launch that I've had. And I was like, I need to write down the stuff that we did. So I'm gonna tell you this. We started super early, right? We started the pre-launch page for this thing probably 3 months ago. I want to say April, May, June, July. Early in March, we started a pre-launch page for this joint in March, and we're telling people, hey, sign up. So all through 3 months, we were telling people sign up. We did paid ads this time. Like I did a post saying that the comic book it was going to launch on this day, and we did 30 days of paid ads on Facebook and Instagram, right? So we did like $500 of ads, kept pushing people to the page. I want to say we got to 180 people signed up before the campaign started, which was dope. And we also we had the book done, and we went to Heroes Con. We did an in-store at Acme Comics in Greensboro, North Carolina, and we went to Five Star Comic Con. So all the week before we launched, we literally were out there telling people, hey, we're going to launch next week. We're launching. If you don't want to get the book now, or if you check out some Ace Blade books and you like them, we're launching number 10 next week, so you can get the rest of them. We was out there telling people we're launching. And I think all those things really helped. You know what I'm saying? I think they really helped us get launched quickly and, get funded in that first, 24, 48 hours.
Great. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And how I know you said you were out there, talking to the people and reach people like that. What are some other ways that you're finding your audience?
TikTok, man. They go, what's crazy though is that TikTok specifically is good for discovering new things, especially like for a long time it was like, oh, this is something new that I never heard about, and this is dope. But when you are trying to get people off of your page to go to a Kickstarter, they suppress it heavy. So it's like a double-edged sword. It's good for letting people know things. They're going to show people your videos, but then when you start promoting that the thing is available, they suppress it. So that's a balance that I'm trying to figure out right now. I'm still trying to figure that out. But social media and going to comic book conventions and in stores at comic book shops, man. Comic book shops, if you can get in with the people, who are selling comic books every day, do it, bro. Like if you got a comic book store close to you, I'm sure you do this already, but going out and talking to those folks and saying, hey, let me, I got a new book coming out. I got some flyers. Can you hand them out? Can you tell people about them? Can I put my couple of issues? I've donated comics to comic book stores. They might not necessarily want to buy any, but they ain't gonna turn down no free books.
Right.
Turn down no free books. So I say, hey, listen, man, I got X amount of followers on TikTok. If you take these books, I'll tell people that they're here. And thankfully I've had people come and pick those books up. I had people come and buy those books that we left at shops, and I just think it helps. So yeah.
And it's also it's not as hard as people think. Since it can be hard, but it's not as hard. It really can just be you just walking into a shop. I know there's a shop near me in downtown Annapolis called Capital Comics, and I literally just walked into the shop. The guy I actually met him before and talked to him before, and I was just like, hey man, summertime, I know you get like foot traffic in the summertime. Hey, can I just roll up one Saturday or Sunday, set up a table, and just talk to people when they come in the shop? And he literally was like, yeah, let's set up a date. And then, so I think not this Saturday, but next Saturday I'm actually going to set up at the shop. But sometimes it's really just that easy, and I think sometimes people don't know that you really can just walk in and talk to these people.
Right. And or they're scared to, man. Like I know a lot of comic book people, me included. Like I'm good online. Like I can get in front of a camera and talk, but I'm not great talking to people. Right. I'm not good. I'm not good in front of people. Morgan, the homie will tell you, anytime we go to shows, if he's not there, I'm not the same person. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not super great in front of people. I get nervous. I don't want to get rejected. So, that's kind of a fear of mine, but sometimes you just got to get over that and get in there and be like, hey, we here and this is what we're trying to do. A lot of times they will, you know, more often than not, I'll say in my experience, people have been receptive and understanding, or they'll explain to you why they can't do it. And that's cool too.
When you are out there and like you say, like you're not really good with people, do you kind of use some of the things that do you kind of use some of like the confidence that you have on TikTok? Do you like use that to like help you talk to people,
I'll tell
like when
you,
you're face to face?
no. First of all, no, I don't. I'm just terrible. I'm just terrible. I lean on. I usually lean on the people around me. Like if I'm at a show, I'll literally bring my kids. Man, my son DJ, he's 15 and he's in my TikTok sometimes. Like, and people literally while I was at Five Star Comic Con, we did a video before we went up there of him because it was Father's Day. He was like, "Oh, you trying to go to a comic book convention without your kids?" Like he said that in the video, and he was at the show with me, so people saw him and they talked to him about it, and then that conversation makes it easier for me to be like, "Okay, so you've seen us online,
Mm.
you know." Have you been able to check out the books? Have you heard about Ace Blade? So then it kind of helps me, so using the social media and then leaning on my kids or, something that we might have in common. I don't be knowing what I'm doing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't be knowing. I just be making it up as I go and try my best.
No, I feel you. That is literally me on a day-to-day basis with comic book creating. Just throwing spaghetti at the wall, seeing what sticks.
For real, for real. Nah, man, but you're
But
killing the game, man, and the consistency with the podcast and man, I know we had you on Foretales and you're good in conversations. You got you're multifaceted in creativity. So, that's always good too, man. But you killed it.
yeah, thanks, bro. And I look at yours, like I look at your content. Actually, in one of my podcasts, I said I'm stealing a lot from Danny. I see a lot of his work, and I'm taking a lot of notes because
Hey,
it's like your videos are dope. They're engaging, and that's one thing. As sometimes us as comic creators, we can be so creative making these stories, making these characters, but sometimes when we come to like promoting it, it's like, where does that creativity come from? So when you're like making your TikToks, especially like the ones with your family, and also when we had our when I was on your show, I told you like you're good at like stubbing your toe and then being like Ace Bleed and issue 6 stubbed his toe, and then, you feel me? So like, where do you draw inspiration for the promotions and the TikToks?
oh man, first of all, I appreciate you saying that. But I think it's just I'm a dad at the end of the day, and
Facts.
one of my main goals in life is to embarrass my kids at every opportunity. Uh, and really, man, it's just day to day stuff, man. I think I have this impulsive, creativity. I always have a million ideas going through my head, and if I can, TikTok is so easy because you just record it and put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't always going to work. A lot of people can make the thing, yet cannot sell the thing. That's facts. Um,
Facts.
um, you know, but TikTok makes it so easy because I can just record it and put it out there. Now it ain't always gonna work, it's not always gonna hit. But if I put enough, like you just said, if I throw enough spaghetti up there, eventually, eventually something's gonna stick. So and different things stick for different people too, I'm learning. So like
Right.
I did a video that had nothing to do with Ace Blade at all. I just made this joke about killing two birds with one stone because I just had an idea, and because of that video, I got a couple followers. And then a couple days later, one of the people that followed me saw one of my other videos. Like, oh, what is this Ace Blade? You know what I'm saying? So you never know what is going to capture somebody's attention. And then once they're intrigued, you know, you never know. Like you'll never know where it leads. So I just say, man, put it out there because who knows? Resident 76, question about Kickstarter success. Is a large number of variant covers the secret sauce?
Good question. Resident 76, good one.
I'm gonna let you answer that.
So for me, I don't know for sure. I'm not I'm not super big on variant covers. I'm becoming bigger on them because my collector side instead of my like business side is coming into it. But I think just especially making variant covers for people who love to collect and love the covers and love artwork, that can be a special sauce. I'm especially learning that watching a lot of Black Comic Lords videos and stuff like that. Like people really do love like artwork, especially getting certain artists to do variant covers.
Yeah.
So, and that's one thing I do want to step into. So maybe I'll have a better answer for you in like a year for when I have these ideas that'll hopefully pan out. But I do see there is a lot of success in it, especially for people that collect. And I think also one thing for me personally, I do a thing for my issue number ones, which is a collector's cover, which I have exclusive artwork on the inside. So it's like for that number one, that in that cover, only people that buy that and the artist and me have seen that artwork. So that's something that I do that does help people. People love those, and I do those exclusively. I don't do like a big. I don't do a second printing of them. So that helps me. So I guess yes.
I'm still in that. I'm still in that idea.
I'm with it.
um, man, I listen. I'm kind of like you. I think I do the variant covers for me. A lot of the times because there's so many artists out here that I want to work with, but you
Mhm.
know, you can't put everybody on a book. So, but what I can do is I can, get some art, put it on a cover, and send you some books out. I can send the artists some books out for them to have on their tables when they go to conventions, and I can sell them online. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it hurts to have variant covers as long as it's reasonable, as long as the prices are reasonable. I don't think it hurts anything, and it also gives you something else to talk about online. Like for me,
Mhm.
every time I get a variant cover, I can make 2 or 3 videos just about that.
Facts.
So it helps. I think it helps me. But in Ace Blade number 10, just so happens we had pieces of art that we hadn't used yet. And I reached out to the artist like Sanford Green. I had that Sanford Green sketch since 2017. I had
Mm.
the Sanford Green, I had a picture that he did at Heroes Con in 2017 up on my wall for all these years, and I never used it for anything. Same thing with Marcus Williams. Um, and I was like, man, this would be the perfect opportunity to use these for something. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I reached out to them. They said that it was cool for me to use them for covers. Um, my man George Gant, he sent me a toddler version of Ace Blade for my birthday in April. And I was like, yo, can I use this as a variant cover? He said, cool. So I said, hey, at that point we had like 7 or 8. And I was like, oh man, if I can find 2 more, I can have 10 variant covers for Ace Blade 10. So it really just kind of happened that way for Ace Blade. But to me, like I said, we're gonna make them exclusive to the Kickstarter because I know I can't keep 10 variant covers in stock.
Exactly. I did. That's one thing too. Just for me, the printing of variant covers and getting those printed and having those in stock that can be pricey at times. So that's
Yeah,
why I tried to like, especially when you're doing a Kickstarter campaign and having like print all those. That's why I try to like stick to like a few covers. But like I said, I'm seeing the value in variant covers, and even for myself, I'm a cover collector as a comic book fan. So like as a comic fan there are, I will literally see a book and just pick it up because the cover's fire. So there's definitely something special in that sauce for variant covers.
yeah, for sure. I'm a collector, and I like to see what people how people draw my characters. So
Mm-hmm.
um, if I got an opportunity to make that happen, I'll make it happen. And then if I can make some money on top of it, hey, why not?
Exactly. True. True. Shouts to Resident 76 for that question. That was a very good question.
Great question.
And also, I got another question for you, kind of out of off something that you said earlier. So, as a father, I'm my son's three right now, so I'm like a new father. So, as a dad, how when you have like all this creativity running in your head because it doesn't really stop at times. How do you manage, being present as a dad and still, having the moments to be creative?
Oh man. Actually, my kids have made it easier for me because um, all 4 of my children are artists. All 4 of them like to draw, and they like to play instruments, and they paint, and they make sculptures, and all four of my kids have artistic abilities, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's given me an excuse to, like I said, man, I was about to start painting while I was doing this. I couldn't focus on two things at once, so I decided not to do it. But it gives me an excuse, to sit down and paint or draw and write. You know what I'm saying? Like I can sit with my daughter, Olivia, like she's so talented. I can see, that's the one thing, the kids, they got devices and tablets and TV and toys and all this stuff. But when she sits down to draw, she can literally just zone in on it. And it gives me some time to just sit beside her, work on what I'm working on, and we can both be creative at the same time and spend time together. So honestly, I think I'm just fortunate because all four of my children are artistically inclined, or they at least enjoy it, and they like showing it to me. They like making stuff for me. And it's really just a blessing, to be honest.
That's dope, and that has to inspire you too. Seeing them being artistic has to inspire your own artistic visions.
Yeah, it is, man. I can't get them to draw Ace Blade at all, but uh but they'll, they have amazing ideas and amazing talents. So it is inspiring for me for sure.
That's what's up. And I got another question from Resident 76. If you had to pick one audience and only one, which would you prefer, the collectors or the readers?
You about to get me in trouble. You about to
I
get me in trouble with the. You about to
I
get me
know
in
my
trouble.
answer. I know my answer.
Listen, I would say readers, because readers become um lifelong fans. I think if you collect something, you can enjoy it. And then sometimes collectors are really fickle about, specific artists, or, if something isn't popular, it might die off. But if you read a story and you enjoy it, you can literally be a fan forever. So I would say readers for sure.
Yeah, me personally, I would say readers definitely, because you definitely want people to read these stories and connect with them. Sometimes as a collector, like I said, as a collector myself, I will see a book and just off the cover I might buy it, but who knows if I ever flip through those pages and actually read that story.
Yeah,
And also, like you said, readers can turn to lifelong fans, or readers can turn into collectors of
def-
your stories. And also as me as a fan, like I collected Spawn for a while, and then I really started reading the stories, and I did like some of the earlier stories, but like as far as the later stories, they kind of just started just going all over the place.
well, Spawn is one of them stories that be like, wait, what? Be like, oh, so he's God now, or and the devil? He beat God and the devil. And okay,
Right.
if you say so, whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel you.
So yeah, for most part, like I like to collect it, but reading it wise, it's not always the best. So I definitely would go with readers. As a creator, I definitely would say readers.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and plus, readers also are more inclined to tell people about your story if they're like deeply into it. So
Yeah, I didn't think about that, because a collector, by instinct, is not going to share their collection. Like a collector wants the more rare things. They want, they're not going to spread the word about it, because they want the most rare versions. Like if you get they got that Sanford Green variant cover coming out for Titans 38. I'm trying to get me two of them, and I ain't gonna share them with nobody.
right.
You ain't about to get them up off me. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even think about that. That's a good perspective. Readers definitely, if they enjoy a world, or they enjoy a story or a specific piece of lore, they're gonna tell people about it. So that's a good, yeah, that's a good perspective.
Yeah. So then I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I'm going to ask you just a couple more questions. I want to keep you all night.
Sure.
So my next question for you, what have you seen works best for like uh well I'll have a twofold question. What have you seen works best for Kickstarter promotions, and what have you seen works best just for promoting yourself day to day?
Um, Kickstarter for me, I think repetitive messaging. Like if I get on a post, every Kickstarter post that I say before the launch, I'm gonna say we're launching this day at this time. You know what I'm saying? This
Mhm.
is Ace Blade issue 1 through 10. We got 10 variant covers. We're launching, June 1st at 10 a.m. You know, drive that message home into people's mind. So every time you tell them this is the information you're gonna have, this is the call to action. Um, this is the time and date, and this is the call to action. Sign up at the link in my bio or click the notify me button. Like every single time that you post about it, try to do those things because first of all, you never know how many times it takes somebody to hear something to do it, but you never know when it's somebody's first time hearing it, when it's
Mhm.
somebody's first time signing up. And then kind of the complete opposite for promoting myself, like it's just be natural. It's literally just whatever naturally comes in my brain, try to do it, try to make it and put it out. Or no, what I'll say is actually put something out. You know what I'm saying? Posting consistently is what I think has helped me the most because I can have the ideas and I can make the stuff, but if I don't post it, then nobody sees it. So
Thanks.
just actually posting and then just leaving it alone, because you really can't control nothing after that. You can't control who sees it. You can't control if it goes viral. You can't, at least I haven't had the experience that I can control anything after that. So it's just post it. It's just post it. Make sure that I do my part in posting it and let God do the rest.
It's
What
great
about you,
advice.
man? I'm going to ask you, like, what's something that you've seen that's helped as far as Kickstarter?
Far as Kickstarter, email list, my email list, and that and the other Kickstarters that I've done before, having those updates,
Mhm.
those always, I always see a spike. So I kind of like, I do, when I do a Kickstarter, I do the day of, like I do of course the email list and sending updates to all my former Kickstarters, and then throughout the campaign, especially in some of the lull times where it's like slow, I'll do that. I'll do it again, like another one saying, "Hey, this is still out," and I always see a spike literally right after those. So those are ones I see. Even though sometimes, like with social media, um, you get likes and stuff, but social media is not a real place, as as we know, and sometimes likes don't always relate to sales. So
Mhm.
yeah, for me, it's really with Kickstarter. It's the it's the email list and the updates. For me promoting myself, it's the, like you said, to being natural. I've gotten so many compliments from people just saying like, "Bro, I really like your videos. You seem genuine," which I don't really know how not to be. So like it's, yeah, so it's kind of, it works like it just being myself and showing my face. And I also think that builds trust, trust with people, trust with people, seeing that you're a real person, you're not a bot or nothing like that,
Yeah,
that they can talk to you. So those are things that help me.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I got a it says it's another question from resident 76. He
yeah.
said, what creators in the indie space would you like to see do a comic story of your characters?
Hey, we're gonna find out. I told you because we're definitely doing an anthology. But I'm gonna say right now, I want to get Miss Stephanie Williams on an Ace Blade story, and
Facts.
she said she would be willing to do it. So hopefully, if we get this anthology going, we can get her to do an Ace Blade story for it. And as far as artists, I think I've worked with a lot of the artists that um, especially in the indie space that I wanted to work with, but I don't know. I can't think of anybody that's really considered indie. Um, I don't know, but I know for sure Stephanie Williams as a writer. What
For
about you?
me, I'm gonna try to keep this short because I actually have a lot in my head.
You got a
So
list. Let me
I
hold on.
do. I got a whole list like just in my head. Because I'm a fan of so many people. You Stephanie Williams, of course, she would be big, especially, so I have for my character Vora Lee, I would love for her to write that. Um Tasha from Midnight Comics, I would love for her to write Thema and
Mhm.
Vora Lee. I would love to not write a Roy Lee and kind of just give the ideas and let a woman writer take her. So that would be dope. As far as artists, the whole man, Ray Anthony Heights, I would love for him to do one of my comics.
Yeah, Ray Anthony. Yeah, he's dope. I see, but I don't consider him indie. Like I know he's got, I know he's got Midnight Tiger, but he worked on some some mainstream stuff, man. Like, yeah, he's super dope. He's super dope. Like, would you consider Sean Hill indie? Like he does indie stuff, but he also has done X-Men too. You know what I'm saying?
So like, he literally just today I was stalking his page, like, bro, I need to get this guy to do some artwork for me. Like, I would see him as it's hard because I've seen him actually do work for indie creators. Like I seen what made me let him is this, he just did a cover for Advanced Genetics, I think their page is, and he just did a cover for them for their Kickstarter coming up, and it is fire.
Dude is a monster. Like
he is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is it once you do one of the big two, does that take you out of being indie?
Yeah, no, I mean not necessarily. I don't think so. But like I said, I see these folks as, I don't know, the talent. They just so talented, man. Like you'd be like, how can I call you indie when I know I can see what you could do? You know what I'm saying? Like Marcus Williams is a monster. You know what I'm saying? He's a beast, but he does an indie book, but he's also done, Popeye, and he's done, I don't know, man. So there's a lot for sure.
Like Kanan White has done a lot, but I've seen him do a lot for indies. And man, he that's one of that's like bucket list artists.
He's cold, man. He's super cold. That dude, I've not seen him do something that was not top tier. He's amazing for sure.
Exactly. So yeah, it's a lot of indie creators, and I would love to, for like there's a lot of us in like the indie scene that I would love just to put our heads together and like really just create something. So, and whether it be our characters or not, it would be dope for all of us, just to put something together and create. So that would be dope.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're more in a space. Like you even did the crossover poster with with Subject Zero and Ace Blade, man. Like I think stuff like that is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like just to see the characters together. And I'm still in that sword too. You're gonna have to hey, in the future issue of Ace Blade, you're gonna see him with the red sword and be like, wait a minute, where is it?
I like that.
It'd be like, where'd he get that from? Hey, I had to borrow it from another universe.
Right.
But I think stuff like that is cool, man. Even if you can't do a whole project together, you can do a pin-up, you can do a poster, you can write a short story or something like that. So and I think it helps too, like with marketing and cross-promoting. And as long as it don't break the bank or stop you from making comic books, I think it's cool.
Yes, definitely. I agree. And my last question that I have for you, this is a brand new question that I want to start ending these out on. What do you enjoy right now as a creator? Like, what are you enjoying? Whether it be, promote, whether it be writing, what's something literally at this very moment that you're enjoying as a creator?
Man, these Kickstarters. I was just telling my wife, man, like my brain is always going when I'm doing these Kickstarters. So I have to force myself to, take time and just make the regular content that I would be making. And to sit down and read comic books. So just like taking some time away from actually promoting and doing the marketing for the Kickstarter to do regular stuff is what I'm really enjoying. Like reading other people's comics. I sat down and read, Static and Static Beyond, I think it is, one of those issues earlier today. And I was like, it's good to just sit down and read a story. Come here, DJ, since you in here. Come here. So it's my son right here.
You called me.
This is my son right here, DJ. This is the real star of the show.
Good DJ.
Yeah. He was the star in Ohio And whenever I put him on social media, I always get more views. So I'm gonna have to, since he ain't doing nothing for the summer, I'm gonna have to put him to work.
Hey, that's what's up. But yeah, I definitely understand that the whole stepping away. I did that today. I read Capes actually by Robert Kirkman, and I was
Yeah,
reading. I didn't finish it, but it was nice to shut my brain off for literally a second. It wasn't too long, but I shut my brain off for a little bit just to read that comic, and then back to how can I promote this Kickstarter? How can I get more backers? But I definitely get that. The going back to being a fan instead of a creator for a second. I definitely get that.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But Danny, I want to thank you for coming on to the show, and I want to give you this moment to say anything you want to promote. Shameless promotions.
Absolutely, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all coming to hang out. Y'all asked some amazing questions. If you have not, please go over to Kickstarter and back Ace Blade and Subject Zero right now. Go over there and back both of these projects, man. We're both comic book creators, and we're trying to make something, build something that's going to be here long after we're gone. And we definitely need your help. So definitely check out Ace Blade and check out Subject Zero. And you know, keep going, man. All y'all people out there, if you are a creator, if you want to create something, go out there and do it, man. Because people need these things. People need these things. It's tough enough in the world right now, and this little entertainment, these little comic books that we make, these animation, these TikToks, people really need them to lighten the mood. So if you got an idea out there that you think will help people, just make it. Just make it for sure.
I love that. I love that. I love that advice. So thank you, Danny, once again for coming on, and thank you everybody who joined on, especially Resident 76. Those are some good ass questions. So thank you
Sure.
everybody who joined on, and like he said, please back his Kickstarter. I also have a Kickstarter, Subject Zero. You can hit me up and ask me about that anytime. But definitely check out both these Kickstarters and check out other indie comic books too. But for right now, just check out these two. So thank y'all for watching. It's been another dope episode, and have a good night, everybody.